Hey there, Rocketeers. Little update from the bench here, eh? So we're doing a little work now on the Estes Doorknob. Yeah, and that's actually the kind of paint scheme that I want, by the way. But in the meanwhile, I've got my big blue Max right there, nose cone there. Still in paint process, that's my blue, but I am going to hit it with a gloss. Once we get all done. So that should be nice and shiny and glossy. Over here I've got my bad boy Rocketry Citation Patriot, just smoothing out the fin fillets here now from when I laid down those long fillets. Some of that glue sunk in, so there were some little dips. It wasn't smooth. So I am just filling in those little gaps and spaces there where the glue fillet is not nice and smooth. So that one's really nice all the way across. This one had a couple of dips there I had to fill in, so that's good now. And then I've got to put launch lugs on there. Of course, get the bodies joined. There's the upper part, and then we'll start painting on that. But in the meanwhile, I think I've figured out my doorknob motor mount. Building it fairly stock, but there is something that I'm going to do of course, different from Estes when it comes to the shot cord mount, etc. Right? So, yeah, they're still doing the old school paper shot cord mount on the inside of the tube trick, like they've had for forever, right? Which would probably just be fine. You can do this, and I've found that these things will last years and years and years and years. But on a mid-power rocket, I'm going to be more comfortable with Kevlar. And this is just such a short rocket that I'm going to do this the same way that I did my Big Blue Max. This is my forward ring. I'm going to drill a hole here close to the bottom, put some CA in there so it's not jagged and it's not too compromised. And I'll have this Kevlar tied around the motor mount tube. I'm not going to glue it down because I don't want glue over time to make that brittle and snap, right? But it will be tied there and then through this hole here, then forward on the tube. And I'll cut it short about here on the main tube and put a swivel there with a better elastic cord. Of course, not this material, but more like this kind of material there, right? And then I always use a Kevlar sleeve down there to protect that, and the sleeve comes over the edge of the tube to protect from zippering. The other thing I do is about a couple inches here, or an inch and a half or so, I will put in CA glue, quick drying, let it dry completely, then sand it nice and smooth. That'll make that upper part of the tube nice and strong. And I think this is the shock cord I'm going to use for this doorknob. So that's the plan for that. I'm trying to move along because launching weather is here. As you can see, I just got out to launch that Bluebird Zero clone that I had built the other day there for 3 good launches on B64s. That was awesome, man. It felt good to get out and see those rockets fly and hear that motor kick in, right? Oh, that feels nice. It's a wonderful thing. But now, yeah, starting on the motor mount, I am going to go ahead and use this Estes motor retention ring. I'm not really a fan of that. I generally like to use a setup like this with the screws. I think it's a little more robust. I like that, but I used it in the Big Blue Zero, or Big Blue Max. Sorry, I used it there, and I haven't flown it yet, but I do like it. It's sure simplistic. My only concern is over time, will it, from the heat, will it start to crack? But if it does, no big deal. I can do something else on that back ring, and should be fine. I bet you it'll last a long, long time. I see people using these a lot, so I'm going to go ahead and use it on the Big Blue Max and on the doorknob here. This is that swivel setup I was talking about. So I'll have this Kevlar going into that, and then this on the other side. And then we'll have all of that inside a Kevlar sleeve. It's a wonderful thing. So, yep, hopefully we'll get this done quickly. I am going to leave off the bottom ring while I glue the 4 fins on there. That way, you know, it'll be in the rocket, but this ring will be off, and then I can that way add more glue to the insides of the fins here. At least it's probably overkill for something that's just using F and G motors, but I'm not going to cake it in there. It's just going to be a nice fillet on each side. So we're going to have a lot of points of glue along these fins. They'll be super strong there. Yeah, that's what's happening. So yeah, a little update for you, a little build update. We are making progress. More rocket videos to come. Appreciate your support. Please like and subscribe. Tell your friends AC model rockets, and we'll catch you on the next one.